when we are in the field, we have to forget everything. We just have to focus on this is my jobs and I have to complete it. That's it.
Right. USD dollars which go to the government.
Yes.
For every person who tries to submit, he has to, there's so much of amount is going to the government as well.
Yes.
So every time a Sherpa is actually making some money, he's making more money for the government.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the government is eventually getting benefited from it.
Mm-hmm.
But but the government is not ready to reciprocate the same kind of love or affection to the Sherpas who are generating so much.
Yes, yes.
So what is the preparation that I have to do and how much money that I need to save and what is the best time to do it?
Get it later.
Okay, so let's get started. Phurba Sherpa in the house. So I've been intrigued with mountaineering for quite some time, but as luck would have it, in our community, Phurba Sherpa was here for a small talk. And we asked, and he graciously accepted our invite because he has to run to the airport to catch a flight. So we have here for a very small time, but let's see what insights you have for us.
Thank you. Glad to meet you guys.
Same here. So please tell us about your childhood, Phurba. How was it?
Actually, I was born in Phurba village in 1981, and then yes, during my childhood life, the life was very difficult. That time, most of the Sherpa people were also, I think, not very educated. Even we live in our village is very remote, so some that time people have the concept of like not sending their children to the school.
Okay.
So they think like there is the same like when you send your children to the schools, so definitely maybe.
They'll leave the place.
No, it's not like that. They say like the children will go clever and they will be a kind of like thieves or sort of things. No, this kind of things was going on in the society. So when people send children to the schools, definitely there will be a kind of like wars against it. But even though we have that kind of society, my mom was very clever and she managed. We are like. That time, when I was young, my little brother, me and my younger brother, one sister, she always sent us to the schools. Presently, yeah, I have 3 sisters and we have 3 brothers.
Okay.
And then we all completed our higher secondary education. We were not graduated, but my youngest brother, she has done master in business management. So yes, apart from that, we have a certain level of which is helping us as well.
Right, so which place you were born in?
I was born in a place called Phurba, which is from Lugla. We have to walk. Lugla is a gateway to the precision. Normally people fly to Lugla and then 7 different trekking trails starts from there. From Lugla, we have to walk about 6 hours down. There is a beautiful place called Phurba, and now after the tourism has pushed up, most of the climbing Sherpas and most of the trekking guides are from that place. So because of this young people connection with the international people, they went to visit different countries, they learned something from there, they came back to their place, taught their parents, and this is how our village is developed. And now it is completely different than whatever we see about 20 years ago.
Sure. Yeah. So how long you have been in mountaineering? Like how you got into mountaineering?
Actually, yes, this is very good questions actually in my life. Yeah, when I was young, my father, he used to, we are not from very wealthy family actually, so my father used to walk as a kind of like climbing Sherpa mountain. Every time he climbs some of the peaks, and then sometimes he works as an assistant guide in some with some of the groups, and then actually when we work as an assistant guide, that time the money was not good, not quite great actually. And even though he worked so hard, my mom was she looks after the children and she takes care of domestic animals and farming, you know. So, yes, I used to, from the very childhood, I used to have a kind of like feeling that I have to do something. So every time I used to help my mom. Say, I want to dig this much of field, you know, I want to do this much of field. So I was kind of like want to do something.
Yeah.
But education was doctors, engineering, this kind of things was not in our mind.
Right.
So we can see plane only flying in the skies.
Right.
We have never seen plane or that sort of thing. But yes, as I already told you, my mom was very good. She sent us through the schooling. After when I was studying grade 5, my father got a friend from Scotland, so he wanted to help my fathers to one of the child through education. So that's why I got an opportunity to go to the military schools. Then I came to Kathmandu, I studied there, increased my skill level. Then I was doing, and then this guy always encouraged me to go to a kind of upper level course and then go there to ideas and support people. So I was going through, but suddenly later I realized that this man, I don't know what happened, he passed away, I don't know what happened. I was disconnected from this man.
Okay.
There was no family support. And also in the village, my mom used to she was little. So I need to, me and my elder brother, we need to bring her back to Kathmandu for treatment.
Yeah.
We have no money.
Okay.
So we brought our mom back to Kathmandu.
Huh.
I took to the hospitals. The money was a big problem with me.
Right.
And then I realized this is time to get a start job.
Right.
And then yes, when I left my educations, I have a feeling of thinking that I want to work very hard in coordination with my elder brother. All the time talks about saying like help our parents. Better instead of going us into the further higher education level, why not we support our younger brothers and sisters
Right.
so that we can build up our family.
Right.
Yeah.
So when was the first time you went for a trek?
In 1998.
Okay, and what was the age?
That was, I think, I was maybe about 14, 15 years old.
15 years
Yes,
old, okay.
yes. 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, that time I went to Everest Base Camp because my brother told me there's one lady who is going to Everest Base Camp, so we will carry her there. And then I thought, okay, easily accepted for that. I was carrying her.
First Everest base camp.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, yes.
Okay. And how many times have you been to the base camp so far?
Until now, I have not counted. Maybe I think more than I think 25, 26, or I don't know, more than that also.
Right. So almost every year you have been going to base camp.
Yeah, every one season I go like nowadays I go like this time I go like 4 or 5 times.
A year?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes one time, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 4 times because I work as a guide.
Right.
I organize and I personally go with the guide. I go with the group. So that's why and how I have to do the gifts.
Right.
So this year I've been there 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I was just curious the amount of cost a person has to pay to summit the Mount Everest. So the Nepalese programs were around like 20,000 USD, the starting range.
Yeah.
It went up to like 45,000, something like that max. But the Western programs that like the Western climbers were offering the same service, the starting price itself is around like 45,000 and going up to 100,000 USD based on the amount of Sherpas you hire and the luxuries you get and all. But I'm sure the safety precautions and the guidelines are equally good by both the Nepalese and the Western.
Yeah.
So why is such a huge discrepancy in a program? Because someone might think like an outsider, they might think that okay, I'm paying more, so probably this service is much better since it's 45,000 USD.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's the same, right? So why do you think?
I think the Sherpa people have to, for this, I think the Sherpa people, and for example, you are a GM guide or the instructor level people, they should change this rule. Because I'm not a real climb, like real climber was who is a fan of like climbing Everest all the times.
Yeah.
Not like that, but still what even last year, I talked with some of the climbing people also. Because I told them when you become a UIAGM guide, you have to bring kind of changes in this. Not only the payment system, we also have a bit of discriminations from the government as well.
Yeah.
For example, like when one of the to become one climbing Sherpa, we have to sacrifice a lot, and also to go on Mount Everest or some of the mountain. We have to contact all our family members also. We have children, so we have to look for them as well. One climbing Sherpa dies, and later the woman is there, widow, and children have no support. So at least the government has to ensure that there is a certain amount of money that should fund for their children and support their family. This system is not there. And then yes, and also I think climbing some of the mountains is a kind of jobs for the Sherpa people. That is why their job they might go for this is a seasonal work, because most of the times they do farming and they make very little. So maybe they think this is a big amount of money they receive and they just go. And this might have created less value for us. So I think as a UIAGM guide or instructor level, they should put these questions and demand and try to increase their, bring them up. So increase their maybe their daily work compared with our
family.
Yeah, and yes, there is Nepal Mountaineering Association, so they should put lots of questions to the Nepal Mountaineering Association. So maybe through association they can get and also increase their value, value of their train.
Right, just general respect, the amount of sacrifices and they might just die every time they go to Mount Everest summit, but they're still like overcoming all that and doing it. So it's a huge risk. So I'm sure people need to respect that. The government needs to respect what they're putting in and get paid accordingly. For
yes, I think there is a weakness point from the government. So I'm not criticizing the government, but really I think they should bring certain systems into the mountaineering, because otherwise if this goes continue, then as I already informed you, after like 20 years our children are already well educated and they will try to find new life, better jobs, and there might not be people walking on the mountain is shut down.
Right, because I understand that there is almost like 11,000 USD dollars which go to the government.
Yes.
For every person who tries to summit, there's so much of amount is going to the government as well.
Yes.
So every time a Sherpa is actually making some money, he's making more money for the government.
Yes.
So the government is eventually getting benefited from it, but the government is not ready to reciprocate the same kind of love or affection to the Sherpas who are generating so much of money?
Actually, we have the big problem is we have unstable government for since like 25 years.
Okay.
So because of the Maoist problem also. So now this is resolved. Maoist have been overpowered also. So I think because of this unstable government also has been the great problem for lacking behind with all this kind of progress.
So a lot of instability.
Yes, yeah. So I think they forgot this side.
Right.
So slowly, I hope there will be people who will raise wars and now, yeah, there is no problem from government. So
Right.
slowly, maybe there will
Right.
bring some changes,
Right.
and I wish.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because Nepal is a very adventurous country, so we don't have to think about other things. Just if they they bring kind of very good infrastructures
For tourism.
for the tourism.
That's more than enough.
Yes, and we don't have to go too far like America or
Yeah.
somewhere in Europe. We have very big countries side by side like India and China,
Right.
and there are some good neighboring countries also. Like example, if we can bring like 10,000 of Indian tourists into Nepal, so they can come easily to that
Right.
country, and that is enough. We don't have to go too far. So definitely this will boost the economy of Nepal.
Yeah.
So I think yes.
So I even heard that the Sherpa community believes that the Mount Everest summit is where the god resides. And initially, everyone used to think that we are not supposed to conquer mountains, we have to just look them from far and revere them and respect them. Because that is where our God resides.
Yes.
But how did the entire atmosphere change once the Edmund Hillary conquered the mountain and started commercializing? So how did people mentality change that, okay, let's start conquering the mountains?
Yes. Actually, before, Sherpa people used to select one of the kind of like either mountains or either rocks, and they every once a year they go to this place and they consider this as a sacred place, and they worship mountains as a god.
Okay.
So still this is
Continuing.
there. Yeah. So when Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzin conquered, I don't know exactly how they how they planned it and what was their feelings before they
Right.
and also it is not started from Tenzin also. Before that, in 1921, George Mallory tried to climb Everest from Tibet side.
Right.
There were some Sherpas also there.
Right.
So they were the, I think, first one to start. And yes, later slowly it became when Tenzin and started going there, compared many Sherpa people began to follow their footsteps.
Right.
So still many Sherpa respect Tenzin and Hillary. And nowadays, the system is that when the people climb Mount Everest, before that, even at the base camp, they do a very big puja, saying that there is a kind of like asking
The God to give us permission to go up.
forgive us, and please give us a kind of good life because of you we are living. So this kind of ritual thing is going before climbing and also we will have Lama because the main puja. This is compulsory, we have to take Lama as a kind of priest. And then at the end of when the season ends, even the village people, they will do a kind of festival called Dunji or some other kind of things. As I told you that they go under the second this mountain.
Okay.
In the Kumbi area is we call it the Kumbilati. One very rocky peak, but the one is not very up. So they go under there and they do very big ceremony. They are asking God that forgive us as we can do. So,
Oh, they ask forgiveness.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's every year Sherpa people does this.
Oh, wow, okay.
So if you really want to come for this time, if you are interested, yes, I'll take you there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And so, how did the life of Sherpas change after the commercialization, before and after the tourism boom?
Yes.
Is it for
The
better
life
or worse?
in somehow it is getting better,
Yeah.
somehow it is getting worse also because we are losing our neighbors. One is another is most of the Sherpa people now slowly they are they are living life like Western also because most of the friends are from Western Europe from
Right.
Asian country. Whatever kind of people they work, their lifestyle is changing rapidly, drastically, and then many Sherpas, young Sherpas are getting good education also, definitely. So until like my stage, Sherpa people are very fan of mountaineering. I don't know what will happen after like 10-20 years, maybe if this kind of changes goes rapidly, then it will be very difficult to find climbing Sherpas also.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, because for example, like my son, in my feeling, I cannot let him live like me. So I want to give him education, like through doctoring, through engineering, through lab. And then I don't know whether they come back and continue our jobs through this kind of
Right.
ways or not.
Because it is very risky, right? Every time you go, it is
Yes,
risky.
yes.